take a stroll through the heart of this city that we know so well. Charities and shops with stories to tell. Community connections, that's the way. We light up local every day. From the fun to the heart to the city's soul. It's Marlboro pride, let's roll. WMCT, it's where we'll be. Marlboro pride on your TV.
Hello Marlboro, thanks for tuning in for another episode of Community Connections. I'm Ryan Malliar, Executive Director here at WMCT-TV, and today I'm joined by my buddy, my co-worker, Matt Basaccio. How's it going, Matt?
It's going very well, Ryan. Super excited to be here during this live broadcast here in studio.
You know, it's Friday, we gotta just wrap up the week with something good and something positive, but we've both been busy this week. You had a really fun event that you were at on Wednesday, right?
That's right. I was over at the Greek Orthodox Church covering the Kits for Kids event. It was their 19th annual event. It's an organization run by Jay and Heather Johnston. They put together different kits that include different animals, hygiene supplies, different things.
Stuffed animals.
Stuffed animals, correct.
Yeah.
Stuffed animals. And different
Live
stuffed
animals.
No,
you
yes.
can get a squirrel, you can get a cat.
No, but they put together different items, a nice little care package for different kids in the community, whether it be foster kids, different kids that may end up in an emergency room during the holidays. So it's just a thing that allows, you know, the community to give back to an underserved or, you know, disadvantaged group.
Now, for many years they did that at Apex Center, but they switched it up this year, right?
Yeah, right. It was an event that was run by the Chamber of Commerce as well. It was kind of a networking thing. But this year, they wanted to make it more of a grassroots effort, be more in the middle of the city of Marlboro, and really try to invite more different people, including youths, to come in and help be a part of giving back.
Yes, it was at the Greek church, right?
It was, yeah. So,
awesome.
Yeah, it was a good time.
Yeah, I was, same Wednesday, we were all busy that night. The Marlboro Economic Development Corporation had their, I hope that I get the number right, 17th annual Founders Reception, which was just a blast. You know, they're our neighbors right down the hall.
The best.
And they're really good neighbors, and they're such a hard-working team. I try to sneak in and tempt them out for coffee and things, but they're always have their nose to the grind. And it's just amazing seeing the impact that all of these businesses that they've either attracted or even, you know, they have the pop-up shops in so many different ways to just build up the business community in Marlboro. So it was a real celebration, but also looking forward to the future of Marlboro and how these large businesses that they're trying to attract impacts the taxes for residents and a lot of things that go over my head, but are very important. And it was a really nice celebratory night, so I was glad to be there.
Oh, the MEDC is just an incredible resource for this city, and the growth that this city has gone through over the course of my time here, only alone, just over the past 10 years, just been great.
Yeah. So we're here to talk about another local business.
That's right.
And this business, we brought them in because they happen to be one of our newest sponsors. You know, we started off this print publication of the Marlboro Mirror, which you can pick up all over Marlboro, and we put this out monthly. And it's just one more way that we as a media company are trying to reach the community and let them know what's going on, what events are happening. And we're so excited to have Molly Brodeur Nesbitt from Al Brodeur's Autobody here. Welcome, Molly.
Well,
Hi, Molly.
thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
Our pleasure. So, of course, we have some staff ties too to Garrett's fiance, I believe, works for you. And,
She does, and she's also my best friend's daughter.
okay.
Very
Yes,
nice.
so we have a lifelong connection.
Oh, very nice, very nice.
Yeah, you knew her when she was just a wee one.
I sure did.
Absolutely. But that just ties into that this is a family business.
Yes.
That this is, so walk me through a little bit of the legacy here of Al Brodeur's Autobody and this history we have of entrepreneurs.
Sure. So I am a fifth generation Brodeur owner and operator in Marlboro. My father opened up Al Brodeur's Autobody in 1970. And he retired almost 10 years ago. So I'm second generation at the shop, but why I say I'm fifth generation of Brodeur entrepreneurs is that my family was the Brodeur Dairy, and they were the local milkmen in town, dating all the way back to the late 1800s, early 1900s. So my great-great-grandfather opened Brodeur's Dairy and delivered milk by horse and buggy.
Oh, that's so cool.
And then my great-great-grandfather took the business over from his dad, continued it on, and then my grandfather took the business over from his dad. And the Brodeur's Dairy ended up closing shop in the early 80s because the corner store had become pretty prevalent and people were able to get their milk a lot more conveniently. So the milkmen kind of fell out of favor. And by that time, my father was already pretty well established at that point with the collision shop. So I'm very proud to be a lifelong Marlborough resident and to have the history that my family has connected to the city.
Wow. Now, I believe your father had started the business at 19, correct?
He did, yes. He was 19 years old. He opened
A man with a dream.
Right?
Yep, he opened his business in 1970 and was married to my mom in 1970. So he opened his business and got married at the age of 19. And, you know, it was obviously a struggle. And I remember, you know, when I was young, my father worked very hard, but he was home every night for dinner. And he, you know, always made it a priority to not let us know how difficult it was, you know, starting and growing a business. You know what I mean? Being in it now
he didn't
myself.
pass that burden on to anyone.
Not at all. Nope, not at all.
That's huge.
Yep.
That's really huge to be able to take so much of that on yourself. And I'm
Yes.
sure he had his wife to confide in
Correct.
as well. And
Yep, and of course, you know, my mom was a tremendous supporter of my dad, as you can imagine. So, you know, she did some things behind the scenes to help. So, yeah, we were very lucky. You know, Marlborough has been a wonderful community to our family, and I can't imagine Al Brodeur's, you know, being anywhere else.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we're very lucky.
So it was like it was a total family effort.
It definitely was. Yep. So my mom, you know, she had her role with the business, which was more behind the scenes. And then when my sister and I were growing up, we both worked at the shop. I would go there after school and, you know, help with paperwork and wash cars. And, you know, my sister did the same. And we have another sister too. But by the time she came along, the business was in a different position. So, you know, she didn't really work at the shop so much, but she spent a lot of time there. We all did.
what do you attribute the longevity of this business to and its ability to stick around for this length of time?
So unequivocally, it's because of the people. We have an incredible team of people at the shop. I mean, they make Al Brodeur's, you know, they're wonderful. They work very hard every day. And they have really made Al Brodeur's what it is today. You know, I'd like to think that we've provided a good culture for people, and that's why, you know, we have longevity with our team. They come and they stay, and very grateful for that. And really, my dad created that environment, you know, and it was welcoming, and, you know, everybody feels very close to one another at the shop. You know, we all know everything about each other, you know, spouses, kids. We have many people that started working for us when they were very young. They've gotten married, they've had families, they've bought houses. It's been really amazing, you know, to see everyone grow along with Al Brodeur's.
Now, Al, you said has been retired for about 10 years, right?
Yes, close to 10 years.
But he's still involved, right?
Yeah, so he and I are co-owners of the business. He's definitely my confidant. Mm-hmm. I definitely look to him for guidance, and you know, if I have a problem or an issue, I like to discuss it with him. He's not involved in the day-to-day operation anymore, but he is still very much, you know, a part of Al Brodeur's.
Yeah. Since when it opened to now, just the technology involved with cars has changed so much. And I believe you have different certifications for different brands of cars.
We do.
Yeah. What does that entail?
Sure.
Yeah.
So probably about, well, it's been long, the way time goes, it's probably been over 10 years now, or close to that. So, we could see that technology was really starting to change pretty dramatically even then. And ICAR, which is the industry training standard for collision repairers, has a gold class program. So we made the decision to embark on that training because we knew that we were going to be faced with some really high levels of sophistication, not only with technology, but how the vehicles are manufactured, the different types of metals that were going to be used. It was going to have to really dramatically change the way we approached a repair. And we wanted to be informed, and we wanted to make sure that we were always doing things the best way possible and the most correct way possible. So we have been ICAR Gold Class certified for quite a long time. We were one of the first shops in Massachusetts to become ICAR Gold Class certified. And we're still amongst only about 10% of the total repairers nationwide that have that classification, so we're really proud of that. It is something that you have to maintain annually. So we have annual training requirements for all of the technicians, our estimators, everybody that's involved in the repair process is getting continually trained. And then after we achieved our ICAR Gold Class, we decided to start seeking out OEM manufacturer certifications. So those are certifications that are coming directly from the manufacturer. So when we first started, we were Nissan certified, Fiat Chrysler certified, Hyundai certified, Kia certified. Then we went on to become Honda certified, Subaru certified, and Volvo certified.
Wow.
And that's, has its own training requirements and also pretty significant equipment investments as well.
Oh yeah, just
So
no parts fit the same car
exactly.
anymore.
So there's, specific tooling we have for specific makes and models. And that, again, is something that we were one of the first shops in Massachusetts to achieve OEM certifications as well. So that's kind of one thing we've always wanted to be on the front end of things, not on the back end. And with that comes, some pains because just like anything new, it's got challenges, but I think that, it has served us well. It's definitely elevated our shop as a whole. I think everybody that works at the shop feels really proud of the fact that we are certified and that we, really have a commitment to doing the repairs right and making sure that the vehicle is safe. What we've seen really change a lot in the last 5 to 8 years is the advanced driver assist systems that are in vehicles. So your radar systems, your lane changing systems, your blind spot monitors, your backup cameras, your surround view cameras.
I want one of those cars that does the self parking
Yes,
because I'm
yes.
so bad at it.
Yeah.
But
I don't know if I could trust it. I'm sure it works perfectly fine. It's just
Yes.
that letting go and trusting that technology.
I know.
I don't know
I
if
will
I could
circle a block 100
Times.
times to avoid parallel parking.
So that is a huge part of the repair process now. And all of the training that we do has allowed us to be prepared for how to fix the car properly and how to make sure all of those systems are calibrated and working properly when we've completed our repair. So that's very important. There's a lot of information that we have to research to make sure that we're doing what we're supposed to be doing so that these systems will work the way that the manufacturer designed them to. Because once that vehicle drives off that property, I carry the liability for that repair. So if you have a safety system that does not work and fails, and I fixed that car, that's a huge problem. So we take that very seriously. And that's probably, in my time in the industry, has been the biggest learning curve and biggest change that's happened to the collision repair industry is, we call it ADAS technology.
So is there sort of a built-in warranty when someone gets work done on their car at
Yes,
Brodeur
so
Autobody?
we do offer a lifetime warranty for as long as you own the vehicle. We stand behind our work, so our paint work, our metal work is guaranteed for life. Any part failure follows the manufacturer's warranty. And then obviously, if there were any issues with their advanced driver assist systems, we stand behind that as well. So there's peace of mind.
Now you have multiple locations, correct?
We do have 2 locations. So they do not operate independently of one another. We are one shop that just happens to have 2 sites. So our building on 87 Mill Street Central, which is right on Route 85, next door to Craft Tire and Auto, that is our main production facility. So a majority of our collision repair work is done at that site. Most of my technicians are there, my parts manager is there, my repair planners are there, my manager is there, and our accounting office is there. And we were outgrowing that space around 2010. Parking was becoming very challenging for our customers, and we knew that we needed to either think about buying a new piece of property and building a new building or expanding into an existing building. And there really wasn't a lot available in Marlboro for commercial automotive zoned property, which is what we require. So when the property on South Street came available, the gentleman who previously owned it was friendly with my dad, and he was sadly, he had cancer. So he reached out to my father and gave us the first right of refusal, and we decided to purchase that and make that what we call our customer care center. So we've migrated all of our customers over to the South Street location. There's more parking there, the lobby area is much bigger, and it also allowed us to add additional services. So we also have a full mechanic shop now. We do auto detailing, we have a towing division, and we are one of the contracted towers with the City of Marlboro. And I do have a small fast lane shop at that site as well. That has the capabilities to do smaller repairs, so bumper replacements, bumper repairs, jobs that are on the smaller side that can cycle through the facility quicker are done at the South Street site. So it's been exciting.
So you've had a lot of growth since the start of the business. If given the opportunity and things fall, would you ever consider, adding a 3rd location, growing the business even more than what it is now?
So, I mean, I never like to say no. It's not something that I'm looking at doing right now, but that doesn't mean that if the right opportunity presented itself that I wouldn't consider it. But I do like being in Marlboro, and I do really like being hands-on in the business. And for that reason alone, the idea of adding another shop to the mix seems challenging to me at the moment, just because I do like to be there and I like to be interacting with our customers, and I love our staff and I like to be there with them. And I'm kind of happy with how things are right now. But again, when opportunity knocks, sometimes, that's when you have to step out of your comfort zone and consider it.
Yeah.
So I never say no.
Well, we're going to have to take a quick pause, but when we come back, I know you have a really interesting drive that you're going to be doing for the holidays that I really want to talk about.
Sure.
But stick around, we're going to hear a brief word from our sponsors, and we will be right back.
It's shout-out time. WMCT-TV would like to thank our sponsors for supporting community media here in Marlboro, Massachusetts. Drumet Hair Salon and Day Spa, offering services including extensions and keratin smoothing, coloring and blonding, precision cutting, and more. Drumet Hair Salon and Day Spa is located at 31 Spring Hill Ave in Marlboro, Massachusetts. The Coffee Loft. Coffee and community is their motto, as they serve up lattes, cold brew, tea, sandwiches, and pastries too. The Coffee Loft is open 7 days a week at 406 Lincoln Street, here in Marlboro. The Vin Bin, bringing you the best in wine, cheese, brew, and gourmet sandwiches for 20 years and counting. The Vin Bin is located at 91 Main Street in Marlboro. Author and illustrator Mark Martirosian, host of TV's Drawing with Mark on WMCT-TV. Mark is offering free downloadable activity pages for kids of all ages. Email pennyarcadecreative@gmail.com for more information. Leah Owen, marketing and business consultant. Leah's team members and partners share her belief that great organizations, from businesses to nonprofits and more, deserve to be seen, heard, and celebrated. From social media strategy to community events, this boutique marketing agency helps local brands and organizations grow with purpose and personality.
Hey, welcome back. Matt Bisaccio. Just wanted to welcome you back to our Community Connection show here. We're here with Molly Brodeur Nesbitt, the owner of Al Brodeur's Autobody shop here in Marlboro. We spent the first segment of the interview talking about the history of the business and what it's grown into today. But now we want to talk a little bit about the company's charitable contributions in the city. Can you talk to us about that?
Sure. So needless to say, being a business owner in Marlboro, it's always been very important to my father and I that we give back in any way that we can, and we've always been a huge supporter of all of the youth sports leagues in town. We've always sponsored all the different teams and enjoyed doing that. We've been involved in the Chamber of Commerce. I'm on the board of the MEDC for my second time around. I was on the board years ago and serving again now, which I really enjoy. And we've done lots of things with local organizations. We have partnered with the Scouts, primarily the Girl Scouts, but we've also done some work with the Boy Scouts as well. During COVID, we held multiple food drives at the shop along with cookie sales. Of course, the girls couldn't go door to door for a couple of years, so we did cookie drives at the shop. And we've continued to partner with them for different events as the years have gone by, and it's been a lot of fun to work with the Scouts. Back in the COVID days, we launched a Community Heroes program where we donated lots of gift cards for gas, for food, free services at the shop. Just tried to be a positive light during a really uncertain time for a lot of people. And we focused on folks that were really kind of frontline folks during COVID, nurses, emergency response personnel,
all those
teachers,
those essential workers,
grocery store employees, people that were having to continue to do their job when everybody was very uncertain and afraid. So that was, something that I'm really proud of. We've done like an Easter egg thing one year. It was actually the Easter, was it the Easter of COVID or the year after? I think it might have been the year after. We hid eggs around the city that had gift cards to do all sorts of fun things at businesses that were here in town. So that was a lot of fun. So we've tried to get creative over the years about how we stay engaged with the community. So, in light of the current or the recent government shutdown and, the SNAP benefits being on pause, and just, I think, in general, people really feeling financially very strained. My son and I, my son's name is Chanson, we came up with an idea to do our own food delivery bags. So it's called Brodeur's Bountiful Bags, and the program is going to be
I love
launching.
the alliteration.
Thank you.
Yes, rolls off the tongue.
That my son came up with that name. So we are planning to launch this. It looks pretty good that it's going to be able to start within the next week. So we're finalizing all the details, but we're really excited to provide some, a little bit of food security. We're only going to be delivering food bags to the residents of Marlboro. We'd love to be able to do more, but logistically that would be really challenging for us right now. So we're focusing on residents of Marlboro only. There'll be a simple Google form that folks will fill out to schedule their food bag delivery. We're going to have 2 bags that they can choose from. One will be a Bountiful meal bag, and one of them will be a Bountiful snack bag. So they can pick which one they would like. And the snack bag is really designed to be more of a comfort bag. It's going to have things in it that, when you're really stressed about getting dinner on the table, you might not splurge for some of those extra nice little treats that you might like to have. So this bag is going to be really designed for that. And then the Bountiful meal bag will have makings for at least 1 dinner, possibly 2. So we're finalizing all the details. It's something that we're doing ourselves. And we're really looking forward to it. It's going to be very exciting, and I'm hoping that we can continue to do this, beyond the holidays.
Wow.
This is something that I'm hoping is going to have legs and people will enjoy, and the bags will be curated by myself and my son. So we're the ones selecting the items that are going in the bags, and he will be delivering them. So we're really looking forward to it. So like I said, I'm hoping that it's going to be ready to launch within the next week. So, watch our social media and our website, and all the information will be up there as soon as we're ready to go live.
So will you be seeking contributions as well for people
We
to?
will.
Okay.
We will. Right now, this is totally self-funded by Al Brodeur's.
Yeah.
But yes, we will have the ability for folks to donate if they would like to. We're going to handle the food purchasing, so it would be, just straight monetary donations to the cause. But like I said, we are really hoping that this is something that we can continue to do for a long time.
Oh, I hope so too. Keep
Yes.
us posted.
I will.
This is great.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
It's really tremendous. Now, aside from this, you also have a co-op program with Aspen Valley, correct?
We do. So my father was on the advisory board for the collision tech program at Assabet for the better part of 30 years. And when I started working at the shop, I started attending some of those meetings. And then as my father kind of phased out of the business, I phased into his seat at the program advisory board at Assabet. And I really enjoyed that. And we've always had a great relationship with Assabet. We've had a number of students over the years that have co-opted with us. I currently have a technician on staff right now that was a co-op student relatively recently. He still works for me. And then I have a new co-op student that's going to be starting early December. So I'm really excited about that. And we've had a number of co-op kids over the years that have come and stayed for a while and either decided to kind of leave the industry altogether, or maybe they, once they graduated from Assabet, they pursued going to college and not actually matriculating into the industry, which is a huge issue for our industry as a whole. We are really struggling to get technicians, like many of the trades. So a lot of us have worked together to try to brainstorm about creating mentor programs and trying to have some tools in place to make that matriculation actually happen. Because we desperately need technicians. The average age of a technician right now in the United States is over 50. So there's going to come a time in the relatively near future where there's going to be a lot of folks retiring and not enough people to fill those slots.
Yeah. Well, I tote the benefits of the tech programs all the time. It was
Yes.
something that was never on my radar. And we think about the future of AI and what jobs have already been lost to technology.
Correct.
But jobs like Autobody technicians or
Correct.
anything offered at these amazing tech programs are jobs that are never going to go away.
That is correct.
And it is a great security.
It is. And the number of cars on the road is not decreasing.
No.
So there's always going to be a need for collision repair, and it is a hands-on business. And as a collision industry, we've obviously been talking about AI for a long time, and how do we see it impacting our business. And there's a lot of great things that AI is assisting us with. Estimating, for example. The platform that many of us use has an AI component to it, which is great because it kind of gets the skeleton of the estimate written for you.
Oh.
So it frees up a little bit of your time, and then you customize it based on what you need to do. But it creates almost like a template for you with all of the standard procedures and things of that nature. So that's been really cool. And
But
in
just
terms
it's
of,
just like working with a doctor, though.
Yes.
You still need to have that expert
do.
there to lay eyes on it.
You do.
And AI is not, it might be able to say, what's the, hold up the microphone, what's the sound and what is it?
Yes.
Is it the carburetor?
Yes.
But it's never going to replace a
actually
person
fix
who
it.
actually knows
exactly.
what it
It's
what
a
it is.
hands-on job.
Yeah.
And there are some robotics that are being used in some collision facilities right now. I wouldn't necessarily call them AI totally because they are still human assist. So, and they do really rudimentary jobs like sanding. something that a technician might spend an hour doing, they could be freed up to do something else while this robotic arm does this, procedure. So some of that is starting to show up a little bit, but again, it still can't take the place of that hands-on bulk of the work, which is, needed. So I feel in many ways very grateful that we are in an industry that, is somewhat safe in that regard. And there's a lot of AI that can help us administratively, which is great. But you still need a person. People still want to talk to somebody, and especially when folks are coming into our shop, they're coming in for an unpleasant reason. We equate ourselves to going to the dentist. You don't want to go to the dentist, but sometimes you have to go. Nobody wants to come to the collision shop, but sometimes you have to go. So I hope
should take that with me because I need to go to my Autobody place for my checkups more often to get my oil changes instead of just waiting till I need the root canal equivalent
That's
of
right.
a car fix.
Correct.
Oil engine comes
Yes.
like, oh, wait.
Yes.
Why haven't I changed that
Yes.
oil in 2 months? Yeah.
And beyond that, just the repair process itself is complicated and most people don't understand it, which is understandable. So, we really try to put people at ease, explain the process to them. We are intimately familiar with how the insurance piece plays into the repairs. We can walk them through that whole process. We really try to be educators at the shop, and I think that really puts a lot of people at ease because it lets them know that we do understand and that we have things under control so they can go on with their life. We'll fix your car, you'll get it back, it'll be fine, and you can continue on with your life. And I think that goes a long way for many people because they're very overwhelmed when something like that happens. So to know that there's a place you can go where the people understand, we're empathetic. We've seen people come in all kinds of conditions. Some people are crying, some people are very angry. So you need to know how to deal with that a little bit. You need to understand the psychology around being in an accident because it's very traumatic, particularly really serious accidents. So I feel very lucky that we have amazing customers who continue to come back to us, and we've got many customers that are generational, third generation. Now the grandchildren are coming to bring their cars to us, and my father and I take a lot of pride in that. It means a lot that people have that kind of trust in us, and we don't take it for granted.
Oh, it's absolutely important. I've been going to the same mechanic for 25 years, and it was the mechanic that my father had introduced me to. So it's like you're saying, you have that generational trust that you're able to build up over the course of time. And I almost feel guilty maybe getting my oil change at like a Valvoline or another place because I'm going against this person that I've built up this relationship with over, like I said, 25 years.
Yes.
But also, I moved to a completely different area, and who did I ask for where to get my car serviced? My neighbors. Who do you trust? It's not, and of course you can look at your Yelp and Google reviews, and that's very important as well. But I trust my neighbor.
Yep.
Word
of mouth is still very much a thing.
Absolutely.
A lot of people think that it's all about your reviews, and yes, those are very helpful because when somebody does give you a word of mouth referral, you do tend to at least check them out and make sure they're a legitimate business. But I think that word of mouth and that, trusted person saying, hey, go here, really goes a long way.
Right. Well, we're coming up on the end of our time. I just have one sort of final question for you, because we've talked so much about the legacy, the relationships that you have with your long-term clients and families of generations of clients. And I'm just curious, what's your approach to hiring and training staff to continue with this family culture that you've grown? How do you instill that?
So for us, most of our hiring has come from internal referrals. And that's really how we've always worked. So when we have a need, we let our team know, and usually the right person shows up. And I have found that has been what's worked best for us. I have used Indeed for, accounting positions. It just hasn't gone well. But every time we hire from within, it's always a win. So that's what we generally do. And we are still small enough where we do a lot of just hands-on training. Someone's paired up with, if they're a technician, they're paired up with a experienced technician. I currently have somebody that started with me in the detail shop, and he was able to get his auto damage appraiser's license this year. So he's currently training to be a full-time appraiser at the shop. So we love to see people grow and move within the facility. And, you know, so we're a big fan of hiring from within.
I love
you know, recommendations from the people who are with us. Is they understand the culture and they also want to work with good people. So they're not going to refer somebody who they don't feel like would be a good candidate either. So that goes a long way.
I'm sure it's very satisfying for you as the owner to see people work their way up, people that you've known
Yes,
for years.
absolutely.
Amazing. Well, thank you, Molly, so much for joining us today. I had a good time.
Well, thank you. I had a wonderful time.
Me too. It was
I
great.
really
It
appreciate
really was.
it.
Yeah, thanks for co-hosting with me, Matt.
It was a pleasure. It really was. It was nice. A little exciting, a little nervous at first time doing this, but I thought it went real well.
Me
You did a great job.
Thank you.
So if you're tuning in and you've enjoyed this episode, please like, please comment, please subscribe. We're on YouTube, we're on Facebook, and this is airing, if you're watching it live, on cable television as well. So please reach out to us if you have ideas for people that you think we should interview on this fun 1 p.m. weekday lunchtime show that works the best for my schedule.
Oh my.
And yours and Matt's too. Please be in touch. We love sharing what's going on in Marlboro, whether it's a fantastic business like Al Brodeur's Autobody or reaching out to our local nonprofits that we have in the area. Next Monday, we will have Sweats for Vets, which is another fabulous
with Counselor Mike Vital.
Yeah. Vital will be here, and that'll be another great episode. So thanks for sticking around, and have a great day.